Mm. I'm sorry. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say, this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah, I'm trying to figure out, it's still morning, in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall, and I will rest therein. I will rest therein. Just coming with a little something, something. Uh, I've been up doing some deep studying. Had no idea that the Most High was going to pour out in me such good revelations, good revelation, not something that's new under the sun. It's something that has been here since the beginning of time. Uh, and when he revealed it to me, I really, really wanted to boo-hoo. I wanted to boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I wanted to cry because I was like, oh, Father, you gave me 63 years. And you mean to tell me I didn't get this? And I began to see it in a way that was out of the natural. I began to see it in the spirit of where he had it. And I'm like saying, oh, Father, because it was showing me a side that we in the flesh cannot see, cannot feel, can't even comprehend. Even in the process of our studying and reading and understanding, that's why I know that I know. To come into the presence of the Most High God, you got to have Him in you. He's the only one that's going to usher you that close to Him. He is the only one that's going to usher you that close to Him, where He's at and where He resides, where He teach you from, where He school you from, where He show you things, He reveal things to you, He comforts you in that same place. So I'm like saying, but why isn't I didn't know it? I mean, I wanted to cry and I kept wiping, even now, Deborah. Mm. Because what he was showing me, and I was in the bathroom when I got up. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna make a video about you and you only. I'm gonna talk about you and you only. I'm gonna dig into this, and I did, y'all. I pulled up when I came out the bathroom. I sat in this chair. I pulled my instructions and direction book. I'm ready. I'm gonna learn about you, you Father, and you only. I don't want to put another message unless it's about you. Y'all, I got into this bad boy. Mm, 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 mm. And he took me in a total different direction. But in that direction in which he took me to was still glorifying him, exalting him, and praising him for just who he is all by himself. He even took me to the realm of, do you understand what the land flowed with milk and honey? And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, got everything on it. It's the richest land. He said, now you know it in the natural. Pull over here in the spirit and get to know it. I'm like, oh, Sister Deborah in trouble. I am in trouble. So as I pulled over and I got deep and deep, I said, wait a minute, where are we going with this? Come on, let me take you. And as I went on, and that's where the crying and emotion came in. The flesh is now shutting down because the spirit then took over. And the flesh want to cry because now it don't have no place in what Yah is revealing to me now. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, oh your goodness. Because see, there's you never say you know it all. Never say you know it all. Because when you say you know it all, what's the sense of him being the teacher in you? What's the purpose of him being abiding in you and to be your teacher? Show you things to come, reveal things to you, comfort you, teach you all things if you know it all. And that's what people portray on these devil platforms. They don't know nothing, y'all. Like I said, if you got an A to Z, and we know in the alphabet, A to Z, you got a long ways to go to that end. When Yah is A and Z and some after Z, we still stuck on stupid called A. Still stuck on the beginning called A. So when he began to share this with me, I said, okay, let me key up my study like I would do it. I would key it up and bring it into the instructions and direction book, spit it out. And this is how I spit it out. I spit every verse out. You see? And I decided to sit here and go over each and every last one of the verses. And here's the main one of the main. I start from the back. This is just a cover sheet. This is where I start from the back. And I pulled it up. Okay? It is not, it is something that can be covered in 2 to 3 hours. But it's such a power puncher. When he gave me it, I poured it in and poured it out, began to do the study from the back. I didn't start studying it from the front verse of what it was revealing. I started from the back. And when I started from the back, I was only in 3 verses, y'all. And I wanted to cry. Because I realized and I started to understand having this lane is so important. Because it's the lane that he gonna always meet you there. That's where he teach you from. It's a wilderness. It's a lane that he created for you with his own right hand in the spirit realm, where he can come in and teach you right there. And it's between you and him. And he met me there and he was teaching me there. When I said met me, met my spirit, they united in one in me. And they began to teach. That's why my flesh was in here wanting to boo-hoo and cry when I should be rejoicing in the spirit. But my flesh, and like now, even now, I want to cry. I got chills. Why? Because now greater is he that's in you. It's ministering to your spirit, trying to get you at a level where he wants you to be right now, Deborah. Right now, he wants to show you something. He wants to reveal something to you. And he asked me the question. He said, "Do you understand? Do you know the land float with milk and honey? Do you know what that is?" I said, "Oh yeah, it's the richest land. Oh, it's got all that you need, all that you want." He said, "Let me back that thing up something for you. Pull that over in the spirit realm." And when he did that, I'm like, I'm in trouble. I didn't know the deepness. I didn't know how deep this thing was. And then he began to tell me about how he chose Israel, why he chose Israel. And I'm like, and this is all in his back. And I'm like, I didn't know that. See? So what I realized, even at this is how I'm saying it to you as I'm speaking to you, I'm learning. I'm coming to the conclusion that, wait a minute, Deborah, he was teaching you from a spiritual realm, even though your emotions were coming out your flesh. He was teaching you from a spiritual realm, which 99.9 has not heard of. Because no one teaches them from that level. And that's why he says in Revelation chapter 10 and verse 7, when the last angel blows the trumpet, all the mystery of Yah is completed. You better catch up with it. It's founded in the prophets. The prophets of the Most High Yah. He ain't talking about the prophet of the land, the prophets of the flesh. We got, you might have the prophet, I'm just saying an example. If there's 100 prophets on the earth, you might have 6 spiritual prophets called and appointed and anointed, and the other 94 is false prophets. So that's why y'all see so many prophets and prophetess on the land. And that's why they're not bringing you to the narrow gate. They taking you every way outside the narrow gate. Why? Why would they do that? It's because this is where they are supported. They're liked. They're subscribed in the broad gate. They ain't going nowhere in the narrow. Who will go to the narrow gate if the broad is already showing you getting blessed away? You getting exalted. You getting magnified. You getting glorified in the broad gate. But when you pull up in that narrow gate, you can look to your left, you there alone. You can look to your right, you alone. You better look within. Because the only one going to be with you going through that narrow gate is greater is he that's in you. Mm, 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 mm. So what happened is, I as I was doing the study, I was like, oh, this is a lot. I'm gonna have to do this in from 2 to 3 hours, and I'm gonna have to be able to read it and break it down. And the first thing came to me was China, my reader last time. So I'm thinking, if I want to, now don't think I can't do this, because I can. But the sense, no, I ain't gonna say this one here. I do got a little sense in the spirit. I put it like that. But in the sense of my flesh, when I look at what he's revealing to me, I'm trying to graft a way that I can bring it forth. I can bring it with a part one, part two, and part three. But if I bring China in as the reader, I can cover it as she read it, like bam, 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 bam. You see, and that's what I'm thinking about, is to do to bring in China to be my reader so that I can cover it, so I won't have to do the one, part two, part three. This is the sad thing about it. Listen to this. The reason why I will bring in China is she's a reader. She's what you call. I'm gonna be honest. She's in a sense, an honor student in school. You know, she's 23 now. She's out of school, out of school, and she was always an honor student. She's a good reader. Okay, and she's young. Her parents are Christians. Her grandfather, I think, is a pastor. Her daddy's father is a pastor, and I think her grandmother is the first lady. So I'm just saying to you all, she comes out of and still attends that sort of environment. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. My job is not to judge the Christians. My job, now listen to what I'm saying. My job is not to judge the Muslims. My job is not to judge the heathens, the Gentiles, or the Europeans. My judgment, my judgment, my calling from the kingdom was to be amongst Israel. Okay, for that reason do I rest in Israel. Even if you see me speaking against what Israel doing, know that I was placed in the midst of Israel, whether Israel know me or not. It ain't about if they know me or not. I was placed there by the one that do know who Israel is. Mm. You see? So therefore, it's not, nothing is about the way you see it, you perceive it, the way you want to digest it and accept it. It never will and never have been. But this young lady, and she attends their church on Sundays. You see, so for her to sit with me to give you all this word and to be there, sit there for 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to be a reader, and then when as I'm reading it, what am I doing? I'm breaking it down out of the characteristics and the way that she used to hearing it. So for a person to sit in an environment to give another nation, not say not I ain't gonna even say another nation, to give what, oh, how would I say it? I can't even say claim Israel. Yeah, I might as well say it because that's who I'm in the midst of. To give Israel a right now word and read it so that the prophet can break it down. Now watch this here. This bad girl can break it down with no doubt. I got 6 pages. And guess what? I can break this bad boy down. But I was trying to see how I can do it instead of one, part two, part three, how I can swing it to where I can really break it down. As she read it, I can stop, break it, read, break it down. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at a way that I can. Again, I do have to give her a token. Why? You taking somebody, it's just like when y'all would use someone to bring his to a level of where he want them to be. You see what I'm saying? But is he going, this person? Is this person the one? No, it don't have to be the one. When Yeshua went amongst the people, he was coming for the lost. But it is also said he went amongst others, even though he was coming for the lost. You see what I'm saying? He didn't go and give them what he come for. The lost sheep. I mean, the lost, the house of Israel that was lost. He was coming for them to show us how to walk in the will, in the way, and in the fear of the Most High God. Did we get it? No. Do we get it now? No. Have we got it? No. That's why we still at a standstill right now, wondering, wait a minute, wasn't it 400 years? We have to also understand what is 400 years to Yah and what is 400 years to us. And if we are in the 400 years, did we add after the 400 years the judgment of the house of Israel? Does it come before or does it come after the 400? So it's a lot of things you have to take in consideration, but you have to take it at the throne. You have to bring things to the throne of the Most High God. And let me tell you how close to the throne you must come and you must be. You have to go all the way to the throne, go down, and when you begin to speak to the Most High God, you got to come in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Let him know you worship the whole ideal of him, bringing and allowing Yeshua HaMashiach to be in the presence of us. Then you address him as the Most High Yah. You see what I'm saying? But when you come and you bow down before him, recognize. 99.9 don't understand what I'm saying. Recognize means recognize the mission. What mission? That was created before the foundation of the world, that the lamb was slaughtered and was to come to redeem us. That's what you're going to recognize at the throne. When you come to that throne, you come before the Most High God, and the first thing you do, first thing I say you do, I think I said that you recognize it. But the second thing you do, the first thing you do, you grip the hem of his garment and don't you let go. Don't let go. When you go to that throne, just be in the spirit and grip the hem of his garment. It's all white. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it. And once you grip the hem of that garment, begin to say to him, Father God, I come to you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Why? Because you recognizing his plan for redemption. You want him to know that I know you had a plan before the foundation of the world. It has to do with Yeshua HaMashiach. So we go to the throne with nothing, but wanting him to do something. You got to recognize, y'all. I know they didn't teach y'all. But let me get back to this. So I want to do this here, and I will be back 7 p.m. Central Time with a message. But I want to do this study. Uh, 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 what is it? Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time, which is May the 4th. May the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Time. May the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Time. With you or without you, I will pull up with this message with my reader, China. And I'm going to give this message, and it depends. It could be 2.5 to 3 hours, but I'm going to pull up with it, with my reader, with you or without you. Sister Deborah would love it if there is some sort of support, some sort of support. I had four supporters last time. I can't complain because there were some who supported that made it worth doing. Why? Because what they did is they took on the obligation. There were two of them took on the obligation to take care of everyone that came on to be a hearer of what was being said without donating to support my reader. The reader is a Christian and her grandfather is a pastor. Her grandmother is the first lady. I'm taking her out of that environment, bringing her to, and like I asked her, I say, how did you get here in 35, 40 minutes? How did you do that? You had to been speeding. I know she did. She stayed way, if you all knew where this young lady stayed, you would say, it's no way she could have got there. These young people today, they be speeding. And to them, that's driving. It's no way she could have gotten here at the time that she said it took her, because I know where she stayed, and it is cities and cities away from here. So for her to come and be a reader and take out of her Saturday, which is not her Saturday, I'll get it. She works from Monday through Friday, and she's taken out of her off day, okay. But the last time she was blessed so to where we had two people who blessed her. I mean, y'all, She told my son that never in her whole life has she ever, now listen to this. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. You got to understand it's coming from a 23-year old. She said to where she say all her life, and she's been working since I think she was 18. But she's always working at a doctor's office or a dentist's office. She say she ain't never been blessed like that. You see why? Because she came out of her religion, stepped into the prophetess environment to be a reader, and she was blessed. She was blessed by the individual who made sure that they cover her blessing. And I thought that was beautiful. And even if they don't do it this time, you good because you blessed her. Let someone else do or be a partaker. Because what they did is they blessed her to where everybody that viewed the video, even if it was say $5, $6, $7, they should have put a token in the basket because this young lady was coming out of her belief in her religion to come and sit and serve as how would I say it, a helper to the prophetess of the Most High God as a reader. So her religion is not because she's stepping in reading for me. Don't make her. And can you go to get those that are in that believe that they don't believe in what Sister Deborah is teaching. They believe in what everybody has taught them. It's about what they believe. It's about Hebrew Israelite. It's about the tribe of Judah. It's about the whole house of Israel. We the true Jews. Y'all got to understand. Heaven's orchestrated this before it was any of you all. He had to hear Israel cries before he came down to deliver them out of Egypt. What about it? Did not he knew that they were going to cry one day? Y'all better get yourself together spiritually. So I'm going to have her Sunday with your support or without your support. I'm going to take in China to be my reader again. And let me tell you what she told my son. She said, I ain't never been blessed to just read like that before. She didn't show you something. She didn't understand. Baby, you coming out of your nation, not your nation, another religion to step into someone else's. So I ain't gonna call it a religion, someone else's understanding of the Most High Yah. And you're gonna have to sit here, read it, and hear it for 2 or 3 hours. Come on now. And then you're gonna have to come here. So even just that, will she get that out of where she go? And she believe if her pastor asks her to read, or if her assistant pastor asks her to do something in the environment where they wouldn't give her nothing. This is why you also have to understand when we worship and represent a true Yah, we have to show each other as well as those that's on the outside of knowing our Most High Yah that way we serve a real creator. And like I said, the first time there was two people who really overshadowed to where to me, I looked at it, I said that was beautiful. See, y'all say that no matter what, when he is in it and in the midst of it, it's gonna be a blessed situation, whether you hear it or you don't. It was too many people that heard it that didn't even how would I say didn't even give $2 of a token, you see, to the reader. So I'm saying this time, people who come on and they tune in to Saturday at 4 p.m. Central, which is May the 4th. The topic is going to not only glorify the Most High Yah, we're going to exalt his holy name. We're going to magnify him. We're going to identify him. We just going to glorify him. Now, I know that what he got planned is, you know, you're going to see me and then they shall know. I want him to know already, which he knows already. He know who I am. He know I'm his servant. I'm rumbling in him. That we're going to Glorify him. Do he know he knew all the way before I was born that I would do what I'm about to do? And I want to exalt him, glorify him, and magnify him. And you're going to learn things you never learned before. Sister Deborah was shocked that he was pouring it all out on me. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Because you know what, y'all? I sat back and I'm going to give you a little token. And I sat there and I read it. I said, wait a minute, every one of these scriptures are every one of these verses is talking about the land flowing with milk and honey, the land flowing with milk and honey, the land flowing with milk and honey. What's this land flowing with milk and honey? What's going on yonder? And me, this is me trying to figure out what's flowing with milk. I said, oh, I know it's a land that has everything and it's real. And he said, Deborah, now pull up in it in the spirit realm and meet me there. And lo and behold, I didn't even have to go through the 4 or 5 verses to pull up to realize I didn't know that, Father. That's why he said knowledge shall be increased in the last days. This knowledge is not coming in the flesh realm, in the knowledge of the mouth of men and women. This knowledge is coming from the spiritual realm. You think he's still on the working a work on this here that you can learn everything in the flesh? No, he's talking in the spiritual realm. He's pouring out knowledge in the spiritual realm. And I like what he says in Revelation chapter 10. And if you want to know the mystery, you got to come over to the prophets because it's finished with me. Go read read Revelation chapter 10 and verse 7. That's chapter Revelation chapter 10, verse 7. He's telling you the mystery is gonna be over. In Yah. Yah's mystery is gonna be it's finished. That's what he said. Outside of who he's given it to. And he called them servants. And he called them prophets. So that's who's holding anything and everything we are not getting. They are the one that's holding this knowledge that's going to be increased. Because it's knowledge that we have not received. And what are we doing with this knowledge today? We're in so much darkness and it's the end day. The knowledge is light. And to him, even that sits in darkness, the marvelous light is being revealed. So you may see things for really what it is. So when you go on this journey to the promised land, you will have your backpack so full. When you turn left, if you see something, you're going to already be able to identify. If you turn right and you see something, you're going to be already able to identify. You're going to already know what's in the back of you and in front of you. Because your backpack's so full, it carries all things in spirit and in truth. Because even the journey itself, there's going to be thousands. I think it's going to be lots fall to the wayside. And I'm sure you all understand that has happened in the wilderness. But it's another thing about what I'm going to reveal to you. It's a different from this promised land and the promised land that he promised Abraham. Totally different. Totally. And that's just how bent up and bent down we have been in our flesh trying to teach this thing and preach this thing without a ruach in us that knows all things. You can't know these things through the flesh, through studying, through Hebrew and knowing Greek and Hebrew, or through Torah, or through anything can you know these things outside of the spirit of he that has the right hand and is stretched out on before him. So Sister Deborah, will say unto you at Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time. It will be me and China. She's my reader. She don't know it. She don't even know it yet. But I was up early this morning going over this and I was breaking it down already. But when I did it, when I got all the 4 sheets, I went from the bottom and started to back it up to the front. And when I went to the bottom and got the first 2 and 3 verses, I was like, because when the Father bring you new revelation or he give you new knowledge, first thing you want to do is share it with someone because it's not meant for you to hold it and it to be yours. It to be stuff that you can give people they can put in their backpack. And y'all understand that backpack is spiritual. It is not natural. You go out to the mall, you go out to anywhere you go out to, somebody come up on you, you can be able to speak to them. You don't need to quote no scriptures, no verses, because the light will give you the truth to speak in the midst of somebody standing in their darkness. I don't get this thing. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you viewing this video. But on Saturday, May the 4th, China and I will be live at 4 p.m. I hope I'm saying that right. May the 4th, 4 p.m. Central Time, China and Deborah, Sister Deborah, will be present for this message that is anointed and appointed from the Most High Yah. Only issue I had, and I did have an issue, you all. That's why I wanted to cry. That's why these emotional, that flesh, having issues. You want to cry now. You want to moan now. You want to put them feelings in there now. Why? Because I realized 63 years, and I didn't know this, but you give it to me this day, Father. You didn't have to. You didn't have to, but you chose to. And that's where the emotion comes. What made me at this age get what you have to give me? When it's not going to even wait on many, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. They won't even be able to digest a minute of it, even if they sat to hear the full 3 hours. It's not meant for everybody. But I know it's something you can put in your backpack. And according for me to really break it down like I feel it in the spirit, I need such a reader to read it so I can go through it. But if I do it, let me get that from you all. Maybe I do it the way you all think. Should I have a reader and support that reader? Or should I have break it down into part one, part two, and part three? I'm gonna leave my comment open. What do you think? Should I just break it down in part one, part two, part three? Or should I have a reader and break it down as my reader read and I'm able to break it down? This way, it would eliminate the fact of having to give a token to my reader. Okay, she has no idea, but I wanted to ask, so I will wait and see how many comments of and you know, someone would most of them would comment, but still yet won't support the reader, and that's kind of sad. So that's just coming to me just now. Every day would comment and would not even support, because we have had people on here for many, say I ain't gonna say many, 2 or 3 years, and have not given anything as to support, to say I appreciate you giving me food for the spirit. Isn't that's sad? Straight up sad. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth: 99.9 don't give or don't give a token. Do they stop, Sister Deborah? No, they don't. Because greater is He that's in me that cannot be stopped. And He's greater than you on the outside and the few change that you might think you have. So Sister Deborah, I started to say I would give you that opportunity to tell me, do you want me to break it in one, two, and three? But why do I need to do that? It wasn't given to you break to give to me the idea. I didn't think of it like that, but it's being given to my bosom right now, meaning inner man. That you don't need to ask, you don't need to have someone to justify, clarify, or identify why you need a reader. It was given to you. Do what you do best. So I want to say to you all, um, I will be back this evening for a message, and I'm gonna work very hard on cutting down. And maybe I just should go from like 3 verses and then eat on top of that and pull out, if the Most High is willing. But on Saturday is a special event that's going to take place, and it's going to be the prophet in China. And I will put the title um, because I want all these verses. I got to go over all these verses, you all. I got to read it. I got to break them down. I have to understand it in the spirit realm to bring the title to the focus. Okay, the focus of the message to the title and the title of the message to be focused. I don't know what I'm saying when I'm saying it, but I think you pretty much get it. So I, Sister Deborah, is on my way out. My son, he has this drone, and I'm going to be on top of a rock, like a mountain, and he's going to do a portfolio. When you see Sister Deborah changing up her hair, sometimes it's just for pictures to be taken. So when someone says, "Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do this?" They can see that if I can do my own, I can do this. You see, so Sister Deborah always had that gift from the Most High as a little girl to be able to do hair. Just and with me, I would do it and take the pictures, and I said, okay, I leave it, but I want to share with you all the most. If you ever have any hair loss, edges, or or alopecia, what's the aloe, whatever, when you got those spots and so on, that's what the world calls it. But I also experienced the crown, the burning of the crown, and I use scarlet. I use what's that plant called? Aloe vera plant. I use all kind of things for it, and nothing helped, But when I owned that thing, I owned that thing. And that's when I started to see the hair grow back. See, you don't understand what owning that thing means now. Owning it is when you have accepted it's a situation that you cannot change. Only one that can deliver you from it is the Most High Yah. And that you know that it is real, especially if it's something He didn't say it. Yah said it. Or something that you know or you feel that He's sending a message to us all. When you know that you know, salute that thing. Salute it means say, Father, I see, I understand, I accept, I embrace it. Glory be your holy name. Accepting it. And ever since then, that hair been growing back. But I also want to let you know, I took on Stay Soft Roll, and I know that I heard everybody saying, well, this is a protective style, protective style, protective style, protective style. And I never really got what they meant when they talk about protective styling. But let me tell y'all something. With my Stay Soft Roll, I realized I could braid my hair going back, spray it in with the Stay Soft Roll, then put some other type of thing on top of my braids. 3 weeks, take it loose, wash, shampoo, condition, dry, braid it again. You can do it one or two times, and you're gonna see your edges grow back. What is it doing? It's leaving your hair in a state of like a lot of people wear locks. It's wanting your hair to not be touched, moved, or anything. It's resting there by nature. And I put the Stay Soft Roll spray, which they took off the market. You can't get it anywhere because they knew that all that aloe vera, that not the what's that thing, alopecia or whatever you spots in the head. There's so many ways that women can get their hair to grow back, but because they got to get medicine, they got to get all these vitamins, got to get all these things that the European tell them to get to make them think their hair gonna grow, and they are working from them from the inside. That medicine telling you it's no, no. You let the world tell you anything. So when my older sister, when we all got together for somebody's funeral and went out there, and they asked me, how you get your hair to grow like that? My older sister's hair is still the same. They can't get theirs to grow like that. It's because you either hear truth or you hear it not. But you're gonna rest where you're gonna constantly keep asking and wondering how's hers and mine. You see, it's a difference. But you don't keep worrying them out with it. When you bless somebody with something that has to do with the light, leave them where they at. Keep it going. You can't keep going over there in the darkness trying to break it down that the light is greater and the light is like this and the light is like this. No, leave them where they at. Okay? And keep it going. And that's a part of the lane that he has created. So what I would do is I would braid my hair going back. I would go and get a pack, and I don't go to and that's another thing. A lot of people go to the Korean, the Chinese, and the Arabs. The Arabs is the trash. That stuff is the trash, y'all. Straight up from the floor. The Chinese, a lot of it is the trash. The Korean, a lot of theirs is not as trashy as the Chinese and the Arabs hair supply. But the black people who really don't know which is which, I would go to them before I would go to these three. Okay, so they also have products in the store. But with me, none of it bothers my hair because I got it braided in a protective style, and then I put the stay soft roll in it, which is it's all and stuff that grows your hair, makes it thick and full. A lot of people think hair is healthy because it's long. No, it is not. You can take a braid it, and pull it, and it's just as long. Always, what we said, as far as my hand, it's long. But it's as it gets thin, it gets thin here, and it's just long because you're pulling it. It's just long because it hangs. When it's so thin and you're pulling it, you said, "Oh, my hair is growing." No, it's not. It's when it's the same length from the scalp to the end. It's when you got healthy hair. You get what I'm saying? So what I would do, I would braid it, and I'm seeing this hair growing. Like, wow, wow. I'm serious, you all. It is really growing. Why? Because I'm putting it in a protective style. But as I take this off and I see these braids are getting longer and longer, and I said, this is not healthy. It's healthy when you cut it off, not the long part. You cut the long part off because it has to be as full as the braid that's from the roots. That's when you got healthy hair. A lot of people don't understand that. So putting this other hair, which is pretty much it was 100% synthetic, cannot harm the natural hair because the natural hair have when the natural hair is braided into a protective style, and then you put the stay softer on it, and nothing in that synthetic or in anything can harm that hair, but allow your hair to just breathe in its protective style. Why is it being protected? Because it's braided going back. And then the stay soft roll. I have seen my hair, and for me to be 63 years old, as you get older, your hair gets thinner, and your hair start falling out. You start having thinner. But let me tell you something. It don't have to be like that. A lot of things don't have to be that the way that it is. It's that way because we have that mindset that it has to be the way they see it. So the Chinese, the Korean, and the Arabs, they said we know that Judith is a sick tribe because we bringing all kind of stuff into these big old buildings and selling it to them, telling them it's for their hair. They ain't never studied your hair. Not even those people they buy it from don't know nothing about your hair. That's how weak we are as a nation of people. Judith is a weak-minded nation. I heard Judith say, "We built this country. You need to order." When did he tell you you was coming over here to build this country? When did he say that to Abraham? The identity is in your mouth. See, a builder don't build today and won't build. I mean, a builder don't build yesterday and can't build today. How about that? What have you built lately? Mm, what have you built lately? A builder built like his forefathers, just like the wicked and evil of his forefathers. The builders were built like the forefathers and the forefathers and the forefathers. You ain't got nothing that you can say that you built this country. Why? What's going on today? Where's the product? Where's the receipt of where you at today? See, the receipt is not where you started when you came over here. It's where you gonna eat, where you at today. Where's the receipt of what you built or your forefathers built? It should be in you. See, your receipt is in you. Deborah, you gonna get yourself in trouble. You gonna get in trouble. See, your receipt is in you. What have you done lately? You can have a receipt of being a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient from your forefather. You can have a receipt of being abomination and lustful and all these wicked things. You got a receipt for your forefathers as in you. Not only do you got a receipt, you got a new receipt today. You got a receipt from your forefather, and you got your own new receipt today because you're revealing who your forefathers are. Because today you're worse than they are. Yeah, so you got a receipt to that. Pull up with the receipts of building something. Since you built this great old America, pull up a receipt. What are you built today? And it's not about building to the point where you're claiming and you're falling under righteous. Stop this line. First place you're gonna have to build is your household. You think Yah would hold you liable for building every company, every construction company, every job you have, you build up on it? You think Yah would see that you build up on everything outside of your household and think you a builder? You can't be a builder until you built the household that Yah has given you in your womb. How about building that? You ain't even can't even take care of it. You can't even feed it. You can't even clothe it. You can't respect it enough to give it the Most High Yah's word in spirit and truth. You can't train it up in a way that it should go. So what in the rights behind that you built? That's the question to the men and the women, but more so to the men today. How you build America and can't even build I ain't gonna even say a garden in your yard because your wife can build that. Why can't you even build anything in your household? Because you never realize that who you are is your seeds. It's a product of who your seeds are today. This is why Judah don't work, because it's matching what Jacob said in Genesis chapter 49 about Jacob. That's why Judah don't work. See, a lot of y'all thinking Judah built this country because of slave. They built it on your back. No, you lying. You lying. You're lying. You're lying. Because it don't match your instructions and direction book. Pull up with something else better than that. It didn't tell Abraham that you was going to come over here and you're going to build this country. He knew when he put you over here, it was a curse due to the way you were conducting yourself when he gave you something outside the curse, which was a promised land. And I'm going to show you the difference in where we're going in this promised land versus the promised land that he did promise Abraham. See, we disrespect him when we don't claim that he did give Israel the promised land as he told them. This promised land is different. This promised land is different. And we have to have the respect for the difference in the promised land that Josh took the people to that fulfill the promise to Abraham that he would give them the land, and the promised land that where we're going. They don't even, they too ignorant to know anything. Ignorant is such a good word because it means just simply not knowing. And I need to stop using that because they allow people to be scapegoats out of what they should have been, what they should have known, what they should have had. I got a portfolio that I have to take at 4 p.m. My son is going to be looking forward to me. Uh, uh, and I have to get out of here. And I'm going to share with you all my portfolio. I should share the other ones if I could pull them up. I could share it with you. This one here is going to this portfolio on the rock. I will be up on a high rock, standing like unto a mountain, and I'm going to title the last uh, 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 the last time or something like that on the mountain, the last view on the mountain, something like that. Because I think that uh, where we at today is a critical time period, whether we accept it or not. And I want to send a message with that picture. You know, I'm on the last. I'm at the end, y'all. This is the last up here, meaning the last word that's going to come down in any type of form of light and any type of form of spirit and truth. So I'm just saying to you, I will be sharing those portfolios with you. So that's where I'm on my way to be able to connect with my son. He said, Mama, today is such a beautiful day. This will be a perfect day for it. It's not too sunny. It's not too cloud. This is it. And he has a drone and he would take pictures. But the pictures are going to be taken from the air. He's going to take it from high, from his drone down to me, you see. So I must get ready to rumble because I have a mission today. But anyone, I'm gonna open up the comment with this video that I'm uploading, and I want you to also comment on what you feel like. Shalom. Shalom.